The teens are halfway through their week in Alabama. The whole experience is proving more challenging than Mark expected.
Last night was bitterly disappointing on so many different levels. Where I am now in life, it takes an awful lot for me to really approach losing my temper. There was a time in the past where it didn't take much at all, but I've worked hard on that, and it really does. It takes a whole lot now. Ross and Naomi weren't on my mind this morning. It was their parents that were. As frustrating as it was for me, I realized that if I had to endure that day after day after day, you know, I'm not so sure I wouldn't grab the white flag and start waving it as well.
After a good night's sleep, Naomi has had a chance to reflect on the events of yesterday.
I really shouldn't have taken it, because it was a big deal to him. Like, he got really upset about it, really upset. I just didn't really think of the consequences. It affected everyone, and it was a bit selfish, really. I shouldn't have done it.
The teenager's behaviour last night has led Mark to take action.
What we've decided to do with them today is we've decided to separate Ross and Naomi. I think we've come to the full realization that they have partnered up, and we certainly want them to be friends and to enjoy each other's company. But to their detriment, no. And that's what it's become.
You're going to spend some time at the shelter with Melvin, and Naomi's going to help me here. And I know that may be something that you're not looking forward to, but life sometimes is just not always doing what we want to do.
I feel so sick. They're making me feel ill. They don't understand. I'm emotionally drained out. I'm physically fucking tired. I feel so ill. But they're not giving me a fucking break. I'm going to go back to this poxy ass place, which I hate.
Not used to being told what to do, Ross decides to walk off.
Ross, I know you can hear me. Once again, you got to think about what you're doing to somebody else. I've got to come find you. I'm dressed up, ready to go to work. It's burning up out here. So don't just run away without permission. That's just not the way it works. That way. You can't walk that way. We got to go. So let's walk this way. I know you want some free time. Well, what are some coping skills you can do? I feel like probably this is what he does at home, and his parents have to deal with that. With the, you know, anything that's not suitable to him is met with a fit or an escape or, you know, cursing or whatever the case may be. And that he needs to grow up and be able to communicate it back and, you know, share his feelings, but not always just a immature reaction.
I'm back.
Okay.
Back at the house, Naomi finally begins to open up to Mark.
Well, I said sorry last night, but I didn't really... I did mean it, but I didn't really mean it, and now I'm saying sorry, and I sincerely mean it, like, I'm sorry.
Obviously, I got very passionate last night, and I got passionate because I care. I hope I didn't come across as being passionate because I stopped caring.
No.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Well, thank you. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You're so sweet.
I'm glad that he forgave me, and that he just wants to move forward, and that he's not... Like, because certain people would be like, yeah, I forgive you, but then they'll just bring it up. And I know that he won't, and we'll just move on from that.
Since her parents' breakup when she was 13, Naomi and her mum have struggled to communicate with each other. Today, Naomi has received a letter from home.
Life sometimes brings pain in difficult situations. Oh no, I'm crying. We as a family in a fair share of those. Your uncle's death, your grandmother's death, your father's illness, and your dad and I splitting up. Those were very painful times for all of us, and I'm sorry if I was not always there for you during some of those difficulties. I was in pain too, just like we all were. And then being a mum was difficult, and I might have gotten it wrong. Sorry. I was not aware of all the difficult times that you went through. I'm sorry that I did not notice. We never really, like, talk about the past and stuff, and I don't know, just because she kept on saying sorry, and don't know. Oh dear.
At the homeless shelter, rather than throw a fit, Ross has knuckled down. Time alone has given him a chance to reflect, and he's opened up to one of the shelter's residents.
I know deep down what people are saying is true.
Do you want to change? You want to make your life better?
I don't know how to change.
You can learn anything you put your mind to. You learn from your mistakes. Always keeping your guard up and don't let nobody in, you're going to fall. I just learned that as a couple of weeks ago. You got to let somebody in, let somebody talk to you. You got to sit back and look, learn, and listen. That's the only way you're going to get somewhere.
The Garnetts encourage their children to talk to them about everything by spending quality one-on-one time with each of them.
You know, I'm really looking forward to taking Naomi out tonight. We've gotten closer over the course of the week, but I get a good chance tonight to gain some real fresh insight and new insight and meaningful insight into her life.
Tonight, Mark is taking Naomi out for dinner. The Garnetts call it a daddy-daughter date.
Mark does this with Heather. They go on daddy-daughter dates all the time. And it discusses things at the table that she may not want to discuss with me.
It's just time for us to be by ourselves and for me to ask her about school, about what's going on in her life. Just really an opportunity to make sure that we're always connected. So it's always a very, very special time. After you.
Y'all have fun.
We'll see you guys. Y'all have a great evening. Cheers.
Bye.
And we've arrived. This is Leonardo's. You're gonna love this. You ready?
Yep.
You go right through here. I'll follow you. Well, have you always been kind of private, you know, and kind of quiet?
I used to, like, say what I felt and act how I felt.
Right.
But I've just stopped doing that. I've changed a lot.
Well, I'm not trying to get ultra personal, but what's taken place that makes you really kind of afraid to trust people and be vulnerable to people and share stuff like that to people? I mean, it sounds like you've really gotten burned.
Yeah, no, there's just been a lot of drama in our family.
Were y'all very close?
But we were close as a family. We were. There was a lot of arguing and stuff, but I just thought they were like going through a rough patch kind of thing.
Right.
And yeah. And then they just broke up, and I was shocked. But I wasn't that, I don't know. I wasn't that upset. But I think it did break my trust for people because my parents hadn't told me anything about it, I guess. And then I was like, well, if I can't trust you, then who can I trust?
Now that your mom has written you this letter, will that change anything?
Yeah, it will, but it's more just its experience, really, that's going to change things.
Have you really been who you are either are or are capable of being this week? I mean, are we seeing the real you?
You're seeing what I would like to be.
So it's what you can be?
Yeah. Yeah. When Mark asked me, Naomi, I want to go on a date, I was like, okay. I was thinking, great, it's going to be cringe, but it wasn't at all like he somehow makes it comfortable. I just can't talk to my parents about stuff, right, like that. I just clam up. It's not like natural to me.